Okay, sidewalk pavers. All right. So before we get started, there's 37 feet of pavers, 5 feet wide on this sidewalk. Now, as we get started here, today I'm going to discuss what I did right, pros and cons, what works, and some other up-to-date information, all right, as well as some prices for these pavers. And something you can use that they're not calling pavers because they're not designed necessarily for a paver. That will work great. All right, so first thing I did here is the beginning here. All right, this first course or row of pavers, underneath every paver, I took I've laid tile across. All right, that's about 3 inches wide or so, so that this beginning course of pavers here are supported so they don't sink over time. It'll help keep them right here where they're level. All right, and then it slopes at an angle, okay, all the way out. Now at the end, okay, I'll tell you what I don't like about these pavers, with my installation, and what I do different. Now here at the end pavers, okay, I ran a 2x4 across, all the way across, all right, to 5 foot. Then I put stakes down below the surface, about here, about 8 inches in, same on the other side, and they're down a good 2 foot, so that 2x4 is fully supported. Then I took sand and dirt and gravel, mixed it in. I should have used some, I didn't have any, all right, to go in there. But with the sand, rock, and dirt, this is real solid. That's what I was wanting. And so I have this ramped up, okay, there, so it makes a smooth transition on in. Now, we'll talk about these pavers in a minute. And these rectangle ones, these are 8 by 12. They're $1.40 a piece, okay, here in California, at the big box stores. But they're not necessarily pavers. I'm going to use them for pavers, which I'll talk about what I'm going to use them for and how they're going to be used in just a minute, okay? Those are 8 by 12s. These are 12 by 12s. Pavers are like 20 years old. The newer pavers are not 1.5 inches thick, all right? They're much thinner, and they run about $1.40, where these are the same thickness as the 20-year-old pavers, all right? So they work really well, and they're better product than the newer pavers. Okay, now, when I laid these pavers, I didn't have much sand, so I used sand here and there, but this has been here for about a week, and it has settled, all right? Now, if I would have used sand, this is the first time to really do any pavers on this scale, all right? This is 5 foot by 37 feet in length. And so a bigger project, you really want sand, all right? Now, RG Homestead was telling me that I needed to use about 1 inch of sand all the way from beginning to end of my project under the pavers, about 1 inch thick of sand all the way across, all right? And then you start up here at the top or the bottom, either end, and you level it. You take your 2x4, have a level on the top, and you level out the sand all the way through. Then you start on one end and you lay your first course or first row of tile. You stand on it. You lay down your next course of tile. You stand on it. You lay your next course, and so on. And you never put your feet in the sand again after you've leveled it out. And it goes much, much, much faster. I did this with, like I said, dirt and sand, and it's not as level as I would like. There is some height difference between some of these pavers. And then if I would have had the sand, I could have taken the ones that were a little higher and kind of settled them down into it so everything would be perfectly level. But I used dirt, sand, and then where I had hollow spots underneath my pavers, I would put rocks under it, and then I would fill it in. If there's any continued hollow spots underneath it, in the middle, I would fill it in with dirt so it was solid. This took a long time. This took me 3.5 days to complete. And I have it in my playlist. So by doing it with the sand, getting the sand leveled, starting on one end, lay your first course, stand on those pavers, set your next course, stand on those pavers, set your next course, and so on. You could get this done in probably a day, day and a half or two at best. Okay, so that's a lot faster, and they would all be level because you could kind of like thin set, you could kind of push it down and get your everything level. You also could use a string line running up. These are 12 inches wide, so you could run your string lines at 10 inches, okay, which would bring you an inch in on each side with your string line, and right at the same height. And you could use string lines to get them in that way as well, or you do it by eye. But that would require, the string lines would require some other boards and whatnot. But anyways, now when I finished this off, I had my joints between the pavers. I took my sand and I filled in these joints with the sand, and it really locked these in place. Okay, I mean, these are solid. You'd think these were here for the last 5 years. You wouldn't even know I just did this if you didn't know, because they're so solid. Now, after doing this, it hits me. If I had Portland cement, just straight cement, okay? If I had straight cement, I could have taken Portland cement, mixed it with my sand, and then poured it in, swept it into the joints between the pavers, dry, and then wet it down and let it dry, and it would be like grout for your tile. You'd have concreted in joints between your pavers, which would prevent weeds from growing up through futuristically, and prevent all that. Would lock them together, tie them all together, and you would have one strong, incredible surface as an end result. So I didn't think about that till after I was done, and I wasn't taking them up to start over. But next project, which I'll talk about here in a minute, I will do that. So on your project, if you plan on doing any pavers or have been considering doing pavers, then this will allow you to be prepared and mix your sand and Portland cement. That's just pure powder cement that you mix your sand in with, and then pour it between your paver joints. We'll wet it down with the light spray, and you'll have a nice solid, rock solid pavers that are locked in there, concrete. All right. Although the sand works well, just sand alone, but the concrete would be, like I say, mixed with the sand would be more like grout for your tile. All right, now these new pavers, which are not pavers, I'm going to use them as pavers, and they're strong. All right, now I'm going to show you the comparison here. Here is an older paver right here, and we are going to compare it to this other, to the new one. All right, I'm going to take this and we're going to compare this with the older one right now. Okay, let me turn this around. You can see. All right, the comparison here is that these are about the same thickness. Like I said, the newer pavers, they are thin. They're considerably thinner. All right, now look, these are about the same thickness. Okay, some of them are, some of them still they're the same. All right, now what these are, and I'm going to use them for my pavers. They're not called pavers. This is your block wall end cap. It's what sits at the top of your block wall. This is a cap that goes on top of your block wall. Okay. Now they're 8 inches wide. All right, I'm going to take one so you can get a visual, and I'm going to set it down on top of this for the visual. Okay. Get this all lined up. There's your 4-inch difference right here. That may not look like 4 inches, but that's about 4 inches difference right there. These are 8, these are 12s. Okay? So remember, in 3 feet, you're losing 1 foot in 3 feet. So when you do your calculations, and you're going to use these, all right, these are stronger than the pavers, the new ones. They're as thick as the original pavers, and you're much better off. All right. So, but in every 3 feet, you lose a foot. Keep that in mind when you're calculating for your walkway. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a parking pad using a combination of these pavers along with these wall caps. These are wall caps, $1.40 a piece. Okay, 12 by 8, 12 long, 8 wide. So, and that's going to go right here. I'm going to build a form. I'm going to come out about 3.5 inches away with my form. I'm going to hand mix concrete, and I'm going to fill the form up. Okay, so these will be, the outer edges will be locked in with the 3.5 inch wide curb going all the way around this parking pad that I'm going to put right here, which is going to be 10 foot across, 15 feet long, with the concrete ramp entry approach, okay, to be able to park on, which gives the car plenty of length by the time you're done and enough width to get the job done. Okay, and that's going to be around 200 pavers, roughly, close to it. That's a good round number. Okay, to do this 15 by 10 parking pad that I'm going to put right here. All right, and I'll be doing a video of that when I get to it. I got to finish what I'm doing in the house first. Okay, even though this isn't as level as I would like, and it's 150% improved from what it was. My mother-in-law had a hard time walking. I had a root that was going under these pavers. I'll show you the root. this root was going up under about right in here. This root was under there, going across, which lifted up. I had this mound, this hill, and I might take this and make a lamp out of it, drill through it, and make a lamp. That would be pretty cool. And so that's that. So I could use this edging. I would have thought about it, but that wasn't there originally, and so I didn't think about using them to put down, but that would look nice along the edge here. All right. Okay, so on that note, I just wanted to do a update here on what I would and wouldn't do and what I've learned. So as you prepare for your spring and summer remodels or house renovations or yard renovation, hopefully this will give you some ideas and you'll be able to better be prepared for your next project. And remember, easy 2 tips and tricks so you see everything up close and personal. And I appreciate everyone that'll be here after the live stream. I guess I'll do a quick walkthrough on this bathroom I'm working on and setting the vessel sinks and the marble countertop. So I'll do a quick update walkthrough on that real quick. Who's in the chat? Thanks for being here. Just in time to see this update. This little walkthrough I'm gonna be doing. And if you're able to comment, unless you're unable.
September 29th.
The busy little house. Oh, hi. Thanks for dropping in. Well, there's not a whole lot to look at. I did an upload yesterday on how I laid this custom basic center of this countertop out, which I'll show you. But you see more of it in my video from yesterday, my instructional video. Let me turn this around. Okay, this is where the custom basic layout's going to go. All right, 12 by 12 marble tile. This is a 9. I had to cut this down to 9 inches. All right. Now, if you take this 12 by 12 and you cut it into 2/6, cut it right down the middle into 6 inches, you end up with this. All right. And then I'm going to put a 9-inch tile over here, 9-inch square, and then we'll get a 9-inch square tile over here. And then this will go all the way across. All right, so we'll have the rectangles with the squares. Then I'm going to put a cross here in the center. At the top, I'm going to put a cross in here and inlay a cross up here at the top, which will give it, you know, some contrast and, you know, so the cross would be. So I'll be doing a video on that. Now this is going to be a dual sink. All right, one here. The vessel sink is going to sit right here in this area, and then the waterfall faucet's going to mount back here behind it. All right, and then another one will be on this side over here. So you really won't see these tile. They'll be hid by the sink. And then I'm going to bullnose. I'm going to put a round over on this edge. All right. And when you cut your tile, look how sharp and pristine and rigid this edge is. All right. You want to turn this around to the front, and you want to hide it back here on the back where the backsplash is then going to hide that cut, all right? So you want your backsplash, you want to take your cut edge to the back so it isn't seen, because see how rough, how sharp that is and how rigid. Well, this edge is a much softer, all right, edge, but I'm going to change it to a round over and possibly a bullnose, and I'll show you. Okay, yes, I'm glad, though I thought that would. Now I'm going to show you this bullnose I put on my shower. All right, it's on my shower curb. I did this in place just like I'm going to do the cabinet, right? But I'll show you what this looks like. And I have a video on creating this bullnose when I put this bullnose on here from a few years ago now. All right, but here, let me show you this bullnose, what I'm talking about doing to the cabinet or the vanity top. This is the bullnose. Okay, that is a true bullnose. It starts here and it wraps all the way around here to the bottom. Okay, that's a true bullnose. And I'll be doing that on this edge right here. All right, that's rectangle. But I'm going to make that a bullnose, and I'll have a video on it when I do it after they're set for a day or two. I'll then do that. Now I'll show you. I put a bullnose on the shower seat. All right, same thing. Here's the shower seat. Now that's custom. This is the only shower seat with storage underneath that I've ever seen. Something my wife was wanting. And so that's what that is about right there. Now, here's the bullnose. We had a snowstorm here. Hubby and I need to get out and dig out the van. Oh, holy smokes. All right. And so I'm going to put this kind of a bullnose on the vanity top. Here's a custom one-of-a-kind shampoo shelf that I created with the built-in razor holder. All right. Most of these shampoo shelves, they're flush with the wall. They have nothing out here. But I wanted more space. So I brought this out. So it extends out about 2.5 inches, 2 1/4 inches, okay? And this is one of a kind as well. I've never seen one like it. It was just, necessity being the mother of invention. And so I created that as well. That's one of a kind. So when you're really excited about getting this finished up and getting everything set in place, so stay tuned. I have an instructional video from yesterday that I uploaded, showing you how to lay this out and how I did that, and walking somebody through it. When I go to put this in, I'll have more instructional video on that with more details. I want to try to make it clearer and more precise, to fill in any details that the first one left out or wasn't clear enough. So my goal is to clear up any questions somebody may have in my next video on doing this basic custom design on the cabinet top or vanity top. So appreciate everyone for being here and dropping in, showing support. It means a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. See, my sis and I are both working on our bathroom. So cool. All right. Have any questions? Yeah, please hit me up. Get some ideas. Cool. You know, if you use some of my ideas, say, hey, I got that from Easy 2 Tips and Tricks channel. You know, that would be cool too. That'd be good. All right. So hope this has been helpful. And let me know what you think. And I'll show you a real quick repair job that's almost complete on the finish down here on the floor. Okay, now it started out right here. There was a hole down here. Okay, and as you can see, I've colored it. It's blending in pretty well. I need to add a little bit more color to that, and so it blends in a little better. Then I'll call it good. All right. So that's touching base on that. I have a video on doing that repair job and coloring it. Okay, so if you're interested in knowing how to fix your tile, chip tile, repairing tile, check out my video on that. All right. Well, thanks again for your time, support, interest. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And remember, united we stand, united we make it happen here on YouTube. And never give up, because there's always a way, always. And tell a friend about my channel. You know, summer's coming up, projects people are planning on and getting started, and maybe they find my channel of value and ideas. Maybe they're looking for ideas. Maybe they're looking for information. Maybe they have some questions. So hit me up. I don't mind doing a phone conversation. And tell a friend, tell your barber, you know, have a conversation with somebody at the grocery store. Mention my channel if you would. I appreciate the support, and it's a win-win-win for everybody. And I'll be starting up my Getting Fit with Ken again sooner than later, coming up. So stay tuned for that as well. So, well, God bless. Take care. And keep looking up. Bye for now. Your YouTube friend Ken. Catch you on the rebound. Bye for now. Bye. And, whoops. And, dog, wouldn't you know it? This is bad. Okay. The busy little house. Thanks for being here, busy little house. Wanted to give you that shout out. Hope you get your vehicle out of the snow. All right. I just wanted to check on what you were up to. Your videos are very informative and to the point. Great work. Well, thank you very much for that, busy little house. Appreciate that. Means a lot. So thanks again. Take care. Bye for now. And never give up, because there is always a way. We just have to find out what that way is. And bye. It's frustrating. All righty.